It is 18 July 2022. In this Skidmark, I want to talk about this Green Deal that has been pushed on us by the World Economic Forum. And it is a serious issue, extremely serious, because the ramifications of that thing is horrendous. In this edition, I will include a snippet from a program that Tucker Carlson did, and I will also put the link to the program, the full program, in the description of this video. Unfortunately, it's a link to Facebook. I tried to find the original on YouTube, but I couldn't. And it is important that you listen to what Carlson is talking about, because it is really scary what we, the citizens, have allowed politicians to do to our lives.
That's science. Let's start with Ghana. Ghana's a pretty little country, peaceful place, actually, on the west coast of Africa. 3 years ago, Ghana was in great shape. It had one of the fastest growing economies in the world. In fact, it had so much energy over most of the last decade, it was exporting it to its neighbors in West Africa. Now, those energy exports from Ghana peaked in 2014. Why that year? Well, because the next year, the World Bank published this headline on its website, quote, World Bank approves largest ever guarantees for Ghana's energy transformation. Ooh, when they promise to transform your energy, slow down. But Ghana didn't slow down. They just kept going. And the World Bank promised to provide, and we're quoting, technical assistance for energy sector reforms and the drafting of a new renewable energy law. So in return for all this help, Ghana agreed to limit its carbon emissions, and then they entered the Paris Climate Agreement. Oh, how virtuous. What happened next? This is the part you don't read that much about. Last year, Ghana experienced a complete shutdown of its national power supply. Oh, no more electricity. No emissions because we have no electricity. And blackouts have continued since then. Just yesterday, a news source in Ghana reported that, quote, residents in parts of the Ashanti region who have been hit with power cuts are without water as well. Because it turns out you need electricity to provide water, also to grow food. Now, this is not a small thing. The Ashanti region has millions of people living in it. They're all now living in the Stone Age. And it's not just the energy grid that's now compromised in Ghana. International observers say the country is now facing severe food shortages and hunger, starvation within a matter of months. Why is that? It's a fertile country, hardworking people. Well, now they're running out of fertilizer. Why? Well, because for years, Sandy Cortez's friends in the NGO community pushed Ghana toward less efficient, more expensive organic fertilizers. And the government of Ghana, because it's not a rich government, caved. Last year, according to Ghana's news service, Ghana's agricultural minister, quote, urged local farmers to adopt an organic agriculture system to reduce the impact of climate change. Oh, what happened then? Well, the good people of Ghana, while they feel good about their fight against climate change, are now starving. And in June, last month, police in Ghana used water and tear gas to attack hundreds of demonstrators in Accra, which is the capital of Ghana. Now, it's not just Ghana. The same thing just happened in Sri Lanka.
Now, when it comes to Ghana, I'm going to show you just a few images from Ghana. And then there's this article. General Electric announced on Thursday, May 4, 2017, that it will supply the power generation equipment for the Bridge Power Plant project in Tesna, Ghana. The equipment, which will be used in the first place of the project, will collectively generate 200 megawatt of power. An additional 200 megawatt of power will be deployed in stage 2 of the project. This is important to take note of this. Now, the Ghana power generation was tremendously expanded by the government, and it reached a point where Ghana was exporting electricity to its neighbors. It was an exporter of electricity. They also participated in the development of a nuclear power program, and that power program was driven by technology from Russia and from China. Now, just take note. The mere fact that Russia and China was involved, there was enough to get these rabid dogs from the West all hot and bothered. And you can just imagine the shit they were unloading on that government. Here's another photograph of a power station in Ghana, and it is quite impressive. Now, so it is obvious that Ghana was self-sufficient with electricity. Not only self-sufficient, it was an exporter of electricity. And the people in Ghana were happy about it. They used the opportunities that the government created to better their own lives, and the farming sector was doing well because with electricity there was a lot better water reticulation. But take note, if you want water, you need electricity. And the farmers in Ghana were producing crops to feed the nation. And they seemed to be happy. And then the World Economic Front and all its, let me call it participants and partners, climbed into Ghana, because I can very well imagine that they were deeply distressed about the fact that Russia and China was involved there. And they went in with a lot of stories. And as Tucker mentioned in his own little, in that snippet that I played, the World Bank stepped in and they started to change, or the buzzword is transform Ghana's energy system. And we all know where that ended up. And from happy people in Ghana, we got to this point of major riots. Why? No energy, no food. And that's the end of it. And where are those? I don't want to call them the names that I would like to call them. And especially if I was talking Afrikaans, you would have heard a flowery description of what I think of these people. But where are they? Comfortably in their ivory towers in New York, London, Brussels, Switzerland, all over the world. They are well insulated against this type of suffering. But they engineer this type of suffering. And from a smiling farmer, we end up here. And it makes me extremely angry, because they are driving that same green energy deal here in South Africa. And our country was pushed to a place where we now have to be happy with load shedding that lasts for hours, doing unmeasurable damage to our economy. We're sitting with a serious problem. And then the other thing that was mentioned by Tucker was that story of going organic on your fertilizer. I listened to a program that was presented by one of the more popular girls on the Wayon network. And she made a point of this after America tried to hammer India into boycotting Russian oil. And she made the point, that she said, that the Western world built their economies on an industrial base, and they've provided energy with coal power plants. And that is how the West became powerful. And now that they are wealthy, they are blocking the developing world from following the same route. And I have to agree 100% with her. What is this insanity of the global communities coming in here into my country, South Africa, and they try and force their Green Deal shit down on us? These renewable things has got room in the mix of the basket, but renewables cannot supply the quantities that is needed. And nobody wants to talk about the negative effect of renewables. No one wants to talk about the disaster of stellar format that these windmills is causing to the bird life. No one wants to talk about the fact that those things has got a limited lifespan, and once they collapse, everything used in it is almost non-recyclable. No one talks about that. And we are just being forced to think about the Green Deal. Here in my own country, there is also a movement here that has gone renewable crazy, but this is going to shock people. At least our bumbling Minister of Energy, Gwede Mantashe, it seems to me, he's sticking to his guns. He is not really interested in shutting down the coal-fired power stations that we have. He also is a big promoter of nuclear energy. And the greenies in this country oppose him like hell, and they say a lot of things, negative things, about the fact that he is a supporter of nuclear energy. The reality is, nuclear energy is the cleanest of the lot, and it is extremely reliable, and it is sustainable. But no, this Green Deal and the fertilizer thing, these people are totally disconnected from reality. And it is time that we, the people, wake up. Look what is happening now in the Netherlands. That WEF program is driven. Now they want to reduce the Netherlands farmers by a third. They're talking this rubbish about livestock contributing to global pollution. And as one guy said once in a debate, he will challenge Bill Gates and everyone pushing that story about the animals that are so dangerous to the environment. He made a challenge to them. He said, okay, I will go into my stable and I will lock myself up there and close the doors and spend the night with my cows. And what these WEF cretins must do, they must go and lock themselves up inside their garage with their cars running. And the engine must run for the night, and he will spend the night with the cows. And then let's see tomorrow morning who comes out of the door. But this type of crude enforcement of logic is not getting through because the people has become sheeple. They eat everything the politicians are pushing down their throats. And a big problem for me here in South Africa is there is lots of evidence that the WEF cretins and the globalists from the new NWO, they have paid millions of dollars into pockets of politicians in my country. And those politicians will destroy us, and they will be happy because they are well looked after. And that is how it works. This Green Deal is a green farce. Look what happened now in Sri Lanka. Those people are hungry. They don't have energy. But they removed their government, violently so. But then I get messages and I see posts here and there that the CIA was heavily involved in Sri Lanka. We people better wake up. They are planning, and they are planning on making us starve, and they're taking our energy away, and they want to drive us back to the Stone Age.